What's up, people? We are back. We are back for episode 2 of the Smoked Out Show featuring Ant and Dave. We got some good things set for us to talk through. So first, let me go ahead and explain. So I went out of town. That is why this episode is taking place via quarantine. So we'll be doing our thing over Zoom. So basically, just a recap of what the show is. So basically, we come together, we sit down, and we talk. We talk about some cooks that we've done. So this weekend, we both did 2 different cooks. So I'll let Dave kind of explain his cook first, and then we'll go into mine, and then we'll just talk about the different things we did and how we felt they came out. Take it away, Dave.
What's up, YouTube? Super Dave checking in, Queen City's finest. How y'all doing? So what I did this week, I went to my local Walmart and purchased 2 racks of baby back ribs. They came out to be about $8 to $9 a piece. And so what I wanted to do, I wanted to bring them home, season them up real good, and I wanted to do a test. So I wanted to do ribs 2 ways. So on the first set, I cooked the entirety on the smoker unwrapped. On the second set, I actually cooked it for a while, cooked it for 3 hours, and then after 3 hours, I wrapped it in foil. And what I wanted to do, I just wanted to see the difference between the bark, the difference between the texture, just to see if there was a difference in the taste. I just wanted to see how they turned out differently.
Okay, that sounds good. So what was your cook time? How long did that process take?
So the entire cook time was 5 hours for both rack of ribs. On the first rack, I cooked it entirely unwrapped for 5 hours. On the second rack, I cooked it unwrapped for 3 hours. Then at the 3 hour mark, I wrapped it up in foil and cooked it wrapped up in foil for the last 2 hours.
Okay, so one rack of ribs unwrapped, one rib wrapped. Now, from a seasoning standpoint, did you use the same seasoning?
Yes, I did. So as far as seasoning and preparation and everything, they were both prepared and seasoned the same way. So I started off with Killer Hog's AP seasoning. And this is just an all-purpose seasoning, so it's salt, pepper, garlic, and it says a couple other spices, but mainly salt, pepper, and garlic. And then I finished them off with Cosmo's Dirty Bird. I don't know if y'all can see that. And it's called Dirty Bird, but according to Cosmo's, you can put it on any meat. So you can see in the front, it has a pig, a chicken, and a cow on the front. So I decided to try them on the ribs. And just a few ingredients is salt, sugar, chili pepper, and other spices, brown sugar, paprika, etc. And so I thought this would taste good on ribs because it has brown sugar. And I know most people like the ribs, kind of sweet.
Now, you got your ribs, you wrapped one, unwrapped the other. What once you took them both off, do you use barbecue salt? Do you mop them or anything like that? You got any process that you do with that?
So good question, Ed. So at the end of the 5 hour cook time, I took both racks off. And what I did is I just slathered a little bit of the B-Max sauce on. This is great stuff. And once I put this on, I threw them back on the smoker for 5 minutes just to let the sauce
caramelize?
Yes. So I threw the B-Max sauce on, and then I put it back on the smoker for 5 minutes just to let the sauce caramelize.
All right, so the ribs have been cooked. You have done your due diligence on the tasting and all that good stuff.
Yep.
What method do you prefer, wrapped or unwrapped?
Me personally, I prefer the unwrapped. So let me just give you a little background of the results. So the unwrapped ribs had a thicker bark. so a more prominent bark. They were a little crispy. You could see the bark was super dark, and we have pictures and stuff to show you the results. The wrapped ribs came out a little softer, so the bark wasn't as prominent, and the texture was just a little softer. Now, me personally, I love the unwrapped. I prefer the unwrapped. My wife and my son both said they love the wrapped.
So it sounds like you'll be doing both ways.
Well, yeah, more than likely.
All right, so let's pause for a second. I know I poured a drink in between that, so I want to shout out. I'm drinking on Basil Hayden's today. Shout out to my boy Kels, who said I'm fancy because my liquor has a vest and a belt. What's in your cup over there, sir?
Sounds good. So, since you going fancy, I'm going fancy too. I have my Glencairn glass. And I'm not drinking bourbon today, but I am drinking a whiskey. I have Scotch whiskey. This is Macallan edition number 2.
Oh, you got the real fancy glass over there. I'm jealous.
Oh, yeah.
Jealous. Dope.
That's what I'm drinking on today.
Cool. Okay, so now we'll transition into my experience. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, you had a side that you did. How'd your side turn out? Tell us about your
I don't want to talk about the side.
Okay, all right. Side.
just kidding. I will talk about the side. So shout out to my sister Leslie. She commented a couple of weeks ago and said, "Hey, y'all need to start doing more sides. Like, my sister is really big on sides. She doesn't just like just the smoked meat. She feels like you should have something to complement the smoked meat." So she sent me a recipe for a smoked cabbage. And so the ingredients were, you have a head of cabbage, you have a slab of bacon, you have some seasonings, and you have a beer of your choice. So you put all that together, and what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to take the head of the cabbage and score it. So make like slits across it, and then put butter inside of each slit, and then wrap it in bacon. And then wrap the head of lettuce that's wrapped in bacon in foil, and then pour beer into the foil and make like a flavor pocket, for the whole head of cabbage. And then you throw it on the smoker, and it says you're supposed to smoke it on medium heat for like 2 hours. Now, what happened with me is that I actually tried to score it, and I cut it too deep. So I made one cut that was too deep, and it fell apart. So the head of cabbage fell apart. So what I ended up doing, I just got a full pan, and I just put everything in the pan, topped it with bacon, poured the beer at the bottom of the pan, wrapped the whole full pan up, and threw it in. And I mean, honestly, it turned out good. I don't know if you're a cabbage fan. I mean, it had a good flavor to it. It just didn't come out the way I wanted to. Like, it should have came out as a full head of cabbage, all fancy and pretty looking, with the bacon wrapped around it, and so that's what I did.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so yeah, so we had 2 racks of ribs and cabbage. That's what I heard. Looks like transition into the idea that I had was to use the offset smoker. And I'm going to say that after using the vertical pit boss smoker for probably the last few months, really, going back to an offset smoker was brutal. Brutal. I mean, it was 90 degrees. It was
hot.
It was hot. It was tough to find the right wood that I wanted. So I ended up using apple wood. It was tough to find the lump charcoal. Charcoal is what you need to use if you're offset smoking. So it was a long. So probably
That was very surprising that you couldn't find lump charcoal yesterday.
Yep, could not find it. So probably about a 5 hour cook for me. I did two whole chickens,
Okay.
and how I decided to do them was I used different seasonings on mine. So and I used a different marinade process as well. So I went with a brine, um, which I used water, brown sugar, sea salt, a little hot sauce, and I threw in some Dirty Bird seasoning.
Okay.
Let that brine over. I let one brine overnight in that season. Yep, the Dirty Bird. I let that brine overnight, and then on the second one, I used an Italian dressing brine. So I let it brine an Italian dressing overnight. Um, Took them out the next morning and seasoned one with Killer Hogs all-purpose seasoning and Killer Hogs hot barbecue rub and Killer Hogs barbecue rub.
All good stuff. All good stuff.
And then on the other one, I used um, Dirty Bird, strictly
Okay.
Dirty. What I used, cooked them, threw them on the smoker, along with some veggies. I chopped up some zucchini, some squash, some onions, and some fresh corn, and cooked all that together. Um, like I said, about 5 hours. Overall, I think everything came out good. My wife seemed to like she liked the Italian dressing brine chicken
Okay.
better. To me, they were kind of neck and neck. So I'm really still not sure which brine I prefer over the other. I think I can go both ways. So I think the best way to do that is just try it again and see, and bring more people in the fold, and
Yeah.
we have another taste test to figure out which brine gives the most flavor. Because I also didn't inject. This is my first time doing whole chickens and not injecting them, so I didn't inject at all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
See that?
I did go splatchcock. I did go splatchcock on it.
Splash cop.
And basically, what that means is you remove the backbone and the breastbone, and you just butterfly the chicken.
Fancy.
Yep, yep, yep. But like I said, overall, good outcome. Good meat, good chicken. I actually gave Dave some. Did you get a chance to try?
Yes, and it was absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, awesome, awesome. I don't know which. I gave you both of them, but I didn't. I think I didn't even bother to tell you which one was which.
Yeah, it was all good to me. So,
Okay.
yeah, see that's my thing about brining. Like, and I don't know if you've had that experience, but I've cooked chicken with the brine overnight, and I've cooked chicken just pure seasoning the day of, and I don't know if I can tell the difference.
Interesting. That's an interesting statement.
Yeah,
The only reason I'll say that because I've never done without a brine. So
yeah, and everything I've ever seen about cooking chicken is you always brine it. You always brine it overnight. That's what you're supposed to do. So I've done that, but it's also been days where it was just, I just wanted to throw some on the grill, and I didn't have time to brine it.
mm,
And I mean, it still turned out good. I mean, you season chicken good enough, and you know, cook it well enough, it's gonna turn out good.
yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. There. That's it. Yeah, so guys, that was our cook for this week. Some things I just want to point out, like for my offset smokers or people who getting into offset smoking. Um, it's not easy. Like I'm not gonna sugar say that it's easy. I feel like I've never seen a video that's really went, and talk to you and let you know, like, hey, you're gonna have some trying times. There's gonna be some hits, gonna be some misses. It's a lot of trial and error, but the main thing is to keep in mind. I know we like to see that smoke. We like that smell. But when you're offset smoking, the smoke you want to see, the smoke when you know it's going good, is that light blue smoke.
Yeah.
And light blue smoke. If you can see it, I'm showing it to you right now, and you'll be able to see that light blue, that light kind of real light blue. That's the smoke you want to see coming out that chimney. That's how you know you got a good flow of smoke. But like I say, offset smoking, it comes with trials. It's gonna come with some hits and misses. You just gotta hang in there, you keep going, I think the next time I smoke, it will definitely be on the vertical pit ball smoker for sure. I don't know what that will be yet, so we don't know what episode 3 will bring to you, but we definitely will be smoking. That's because that's what we do here on the Smoked Out Show.
And before we go, I wanted to give a shout out. Y'all see my beautiful t-shirt, product of grace. This t-shirt came to me by a young lady named Kaylee Croft. Her business is called Crafts by Kaylee Bug. So, I mean, she does a wonderful job. I love this shirt. It is comfortable, looks good, fits me just right, got my muscles popping. Like, I love it. I just wanted to give her a shout out. Thank you, Kaylee.
Haley Bug also will be doing the Blackyard Barbecue merchandise that will be coming to you guys. So we will definitely have that for you guys. I've had a few people reach out and ask. So she definitely will be handling our merchandise as well. But hey, listen, go like, subscribe, comment. Let us know if you want us
thumbs up.
Let us know if you want us to try something. Let us know if you need more details. Let us know. Just let us know. We need feedback. So go down in the comment section, like, subscribe. Once we get our followers up, our subscribers up, we're going to start doing some giveaways. But we got to get there first. We can start doing some giveaways. Give with some barbecue sauce, some seasonings, some bourbon, of course. We love bourbon over here at Blackyard.
Absolutely.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode.